This is what a $4,000 a month home looked like in 2017. And just like that, we've almost seen home prices double in the past 8 years. Today, I'm showing you what kind of home you can get in San Diego for $4,000, $6,000, and $10,000 a month. Some of these will shock you, some might depress you, but maybe one of them might be your dream home. Then at the end, I'll show you exactly what to look for if you want to lower your payment, including seller credits, buy downs, and how to find homes with negotiating room. By the way, I'm Nathan, helped over 500 families, bought and renovated over 15 units, and mortgage is all I do all day long. All right, first stop is $4,000 a month. Let's go check it out. It's only a few seconds with our teleportation device. Let's talk about two things, the interior and exterior. So from the interior, looks modern, clean, and move-in ready. So the finishes actually look pretty good. Quartz countertop, wood tone cabinet, and gold hardware. So it looks like the condo's in 92104, which is either North Park, Normal Heights, or the corridor part of San Diego. But just based on the price point, I don't think it's in the North Park area. And by the way, North Park is a very walkable area in San Diego. So going back to the home, I'm curious if the sink fixture would have been in gold, if it would have made a difference. We did the same thing for one of our rentals, and I like the matching look. But let's be real here, the exterior isn't selling the dream. You know, the entryway isn't screaming luxury, but that's par for the course for the price point. Pro tip, when it comes to an HOA like this, and you can see the exterior needs some loving, during your due diligence, you want your realtor and lender to get info on when the next exterior refresh is going to be, just so you can best predict, are my HOA costs going up anytime soon? But the unfortunate truth is, for $470,000 in San Diego, it's hard to find a renovated interior like this. Looks like it's unit 8 based on the photos here. And this is actually very common in North Park and Normal Heights area, where you have 4 units in the one half and then the other 4 units in the back half. So you saw that there's parking in the front and there's probably parking in the back, and you can actually see the alleyway access here, which is very common in that area. Okay, yep, virtually staged, as you can tell. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just so when you go see the property, just make sure you have the right expectations. Fireplace is pretty cool. I wonder if it's real and usable. Bedrooms look normal size for a place like this. Again, I know some of you are watching in the Midwest and it's gonna be like, I could get quite a bit for $470,000. So for this price point in San Diego, pretty normal size, I should say. Okay, yep, looks like there's parking in the back as well. Alley driveways are very common in this area. All right, let's check out some other things about this place. So price cut recently, that could be good for a buyer. And looks like there's a low HOA, but remember, you wanna figure out what does that HOA actually cover? Because sometimes you have higher HOAs, but they cover a lot of the utilities. Yep, looks like we're in the corridor part of San Diego. So you can see if I zoom out a little bit. So we have North Park right over here, Normal Heights, and then the corridor. So this is actually the Champagne Flute of San Diego. So you can kind of see that carved out by the freeways right over here. And a little pro tip, by the way, North Park is very expensive. Kensington is very expensive. So a lot of home buyers are moving into Normal Heights in the corridor area. So a little pro tip there. Okay, so for pricing, usually when I see a dollar sign and then a current dot right here, especially on Zillow, usually means that the flip, not that it's a bad thing, but this is where actually having a very knowledgeable realtor who knows the good flippers and the bad flippers is actually very valuable. So I'm glad I pulled this up over here so you can actually see, it's been listed for 6 months or so from when it was first listed to currently. So it was listed, taken off the market, etc. right? So even though it's showing 6 days on market, you actually want to look at the pricing history or have your real estate agent do that. And you can actually see it's been on the market for quite some time. So I promise I'll talk about this more in the later section called Unlock the Deal and how this can help you. All right, let's talk game rules. How do we come up with this payment? So we have your median national down payment, average credit score, average interest rate as of today, and then 2 pro tips for California. If you're looking at California, use these 2 numbers for taxes and insurance. If there's HOA, I would have included it already. Now, who do I normally see buying these homes? It's first-time home buyers buying their starter home, and then empty nesters looking to downsize. But what if you increase your budget to $6,000 a month? Do you get a big upgrade or just a bigger mortgage? Let's find out. This is a $900,000 home in the 92105 area. So it's just east of the last home we saw. And as you can tell, bigger lot, obviously, with the bigger price. Again, nothing like the Midwest. I get it. For $900,000, you could probably get a mansion. The first thing I noticed is the wood beams, very tasteful, nice backsplash. So I think this would have looked nice if they would have extended the backsplash like right over here, all the way to the top. So we did something very similar for our rentals and had very similar layout, but we just extended the backsplash all the way to the ceiling as well. So it's got lots of mulch. So curb appeal could improve, but landscaping is very expensive, just being honest. And if there was really good landscaping here, the price point would probably be higher. So that's kind of the price tag you got to pay. And I actually noticed that there's solar right over here. So pro tip on solar, if you're getting solar in California, please know your numbers. I've seen so many people get solar and get taken advantage of. There is good solar, but there's some solar that you definitely don't need. Okay, so I see the dining room, it looks like. Dining room's massive, by the way. You got your drum kit there, just in case. Love it. Okay, so bedrooms look pretty normal size, especially compared to the other house, right? That comes with with the price point. Bathroom, solid. Oh, what do we got here? We got some pups in the corner. I wonder if they come with the house. So what do you think of the home at $6,000 a month? This home is pushing 1.5 million and it'll cost you just under 10,000 a month. But here's a twist. This is where loans get a little weird. At this price range, you're in jumbo loan territory. So that's usually no private mortgage insurance or PMI, but lenders start asking for more money in the bank and more docs. So let's take a look inside to see if it's really worth 5 figures a month. So first thing that I notice is the entryway is definitely elevated compared to the other homes. And did you know that the garage door and entry door has the highest ROI? And if you think about it, it's your first impression and it sets the tone for the rest of the home. Okay, we got a big pool right over here, which is great because in La Mesa, it gets really hot in the summer. Okay, you have a sitting area right over here and you get a little peek of the kitchen. Again, I believe this does a really good job of setting the tone for the house. Okay, so I think the kitchen colors look great. So they did a good job with the staging, of course, but it's on the smaller side for sure, the kitchen. As you can tell, bigger rooms. So this bedroom is facing the street, looks like the master bedroom. And here's the master bathroom, which has a double vanity. Tile looks great, I see that over there. Looks like Floor & Decor. Then we have symmetric stacked tile, which is awesome. I mean, I think that's pretty timeless, so that's our go-to. Okay, spacious bedroom, an office. Okay, so I love this area. You have the pool and then this covered area. And then you got a view of the football field, getting some Friday night light vibes here. Accordion door right over here. Okay, now we're going to the basement, it looks like. Washer and dryer hookup. It's almost like its own separate living area, you know? Another washer and dryer. So it looks like there's 2 washer and dryer areas. A little interesting. Another bedroom downstairs. So you could throw your in-laws down there if you wanted to. Wellness center. And then this does look like a garage based on this photo. A backyard, pool, get some aerial views, more aerial views, even more aerial views. The listing agent's like, hey, you gotta know where this house is at. And then you got the floor plan. So with the houses we saw today, what if I told you there's a way to pay less or get more without raising your budget? Welcome to the bonus round called Unlock the Deal. This is where smart buyers get more house for less money. Let's talk seller credits, which means instant savings. Let's say the home's been sitting for 3+ weeks. The sellers are nervous of becoming a stale listing because you've seen those houses before and you're like, yikes, this property's been on the market for 30, 45, 60+ days. There has to be something wrong with it and you skip over it. So that's your chance. Ask for a seller credit to cover your closing costs or buy down your rate. You basically lower the cost of ownership at closing. This could help lower your payment by several hundred per month. Second way to unlock the deal is using a temporary rate buy down. So rates are still high, but that doesn't mean you're stuck. With a temporary buy down, your interest rate drops the first 1 to 3 years. A 2-1 temporary buy down means 2% less for the first year, then 1% less the next year, then your normal mortgage payment and beyond. That means smaller payments while you get settled in or wait for a refinance window. It's like training wheels for your mortgage, and the best part is the sellers can pay for this. Third way to unlock the deals is days on market. This is where you want to ask your real estate agent, what's the average days on market or DOMs for your area? If that home has been on the market above that number, you've got leverage. In San Diego today, that's at 20 days, which most of those houses we saw today are above that. And higher days on market means fewer showings, so no bidding wars, and the sellers are ready to talk. And this is how you pull this off. You come in with a clean offer with faster contingencies and fast closing. You're basically offering high convenience to the seller instead of price. All right, those are 3 ways to unlock deals in today's market. As always, I try to put everything into making the best videos in the mortgage space. If you like this, please like, subscribe, and comment what you want to watch next. And if you want me to explore other cities. Also, if you're saving to buy a home, I made this video over here, how to be a smart saver. This playbook lays it all out there. No gatekeeping. Click here. I'll see you there. This is Nathan signing out.